And Ewing here, that could be a fumble. That is a touchdown. Evalu Robinson there with the strip sack, the recovery and the touchdown. A defensive lineman's dream. Let's check it out here, Coach.
This is definitely where you want to be as a Lahainaluna defensive lineman, is picking up any fumble right near the opponent's end zone and taking it in for a score on a championship game.
And again, it was Olivera Koulu there with the strip. Again, Ewing coughs up the turnover again. And keep in mind, Ewing had 4 interceptions and a couple near fumbles in last year's semifinal matchup in Kona. And again, a high-risk, high-reward player is Austin Ewing. And Konawaena here gives a cheap one over to Lahainaluna. And again, for Lahainaluna, the 3 phases of the game is that offense. We've seen the special teams with the block kick, and now to get a defensive touchdown, almost similar to what they did against Kapa'a.
This Lahainaluna offense and defense and special teams is definitely playing Lahainaluna football today.
Is Rico there. Extra point goes through the uprights. And they recapture a 15-point lead here. So we'll take a break. Lahainaluna with an opportune score, and they lead Konawaena by the score of 21-6. We'll be right back.
Really? Holiday decorations up already? 2017 is flying by, but there's still time to buy the perfect car at the Toyota Hawaii year-end sales event. Enjoy the best deals on all remaining 2017 Toyotas. Get 0% APR on almost every Toyota in stock, including the 2017 RAV4, Sienna, and Prius. And drive the all-new 2018 Camry for 0.9% APR. Don't wait. Hurry into the year-end sales event at your Toyota Hawaii dealers.
A text isn't worth a person's life. Put on the phone and drive with safety and caution. The HHSAA reminds you to hashtag try wait.
We're back here at Loa Stadium. Ryan Nagano, Chaz Mihara, and Coach Tabita Maile here in the Division II Championship, brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. And guys, a lot to talk about here, but as we kind of mentioned before we went to break, Coach, the 3 phases of the game, Lahainaluna has dominated in all 3.
Definitely. And most teams that are playing will win the game outright with just 2. But as we see and are witnessing Lahainaluna, they are mastering all 3 phases of the game. And that's not good news for our Konawaena Wildcats that are making their first appearance here in a historical championship game for not only the Big Island, which we have 2 Big Island teams here today.
You know, Chaz, Coach Uemoto talked at a couple of his pressers about they're bringing a party from Kona up to Honolulu, but I think it's time to sweep out that confetti. It's business time here for Kona.
Indeed, no doubt. This is the game that you wanted to be at, and a lot of things at stake here. So it's time to get refocused and realigned.
And another Pablo Rico kick goes into the end zone. So Konawaena again unable to use that 3rd phase, the return game, and the offense will start at the 20-yard line. Now for Lahainaluna, they came out with a huge lead against Iolani a couple weeks ago, had that lead slip away. Again, Iolani and Konawaena, similar offenses, high tempo, spread style attacks. Why would it be any different, Coach, today?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lahainaluna's been able to play this type of offense in not just Iolani, but now they're facing it again. So definitely they've got the upper hand of facing a spread type offense as Ewing and Izutani type of offense.
Well, Mariani Lewis, who is definitely the best offensive player for Konawaena so far. Another big gain. Let's check it out here on the replay, Chaz.
Mariani Lewis, you know, and I think the big thing here for Konawaena is that I think they need to go to these types of plays with the run to open up that pass, because right now Lahainaluna is expecting it.
Now, Mariani Lewis may lose a half a yard on that play. And you can see that interior line, Oliveira, Kalalau again with a big stop here, Coach.
Number 41 just coming off his blocks, just doing what he's taught to do and coached up to do, is fight off your blocks and get to the running back behind the line of scrimmage. And that's what Lahainaluna is doing a lot of. If they're not giving up the big yardage plays, they're catching them behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, we just saw there a shovel pass there that did not fool the Lunas and will force Konawaena here. Despite a second one opportunity, they will have to punt this one away here with 3:03 and counting down here in the first half. It's going to be Hill with the snap. Line drive kick. It's going to be returnable. Take it from the 40, 45, and it's Tejada tripped up. He does have 8 on the return. And now, big opportunity here for Lahainaluna, Chaz, here to really putting one of those final nails in.
Or not only the final nail, but to kind of capitalize a good first half of this Division II title game. You know, I think the same can be going into the second half. You know, those things that they continually need to do is all 3 of those phases, like how Coach said, they need to keep executing those plays out there.
Again, they break out the huddle very quickly. And it's going to be Tejada there calling his own number. And he is edged off by Kakal. So minimal gain on that play. And now it's set up 2nd and 9, Coach.
A gain of 1 yard is definitely a positive. But in the whole offensive scheme of this type of running deep offense that the Lahainalunas operate, 3 yards is pretty much the goal. And anything more than 3 yards is a blessing. So they still got to ground and pound, and they still got to, Konawaena still got to attack them behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is Irish there, calling his own number. Gets a pretty big gain there, and it's going to be a yard shy of the first down there. And Konawaena really still trying to figure things out here on defense.
A yard to go, 3rd and a yard. We all know that Konawaena, Lahainaluna would probably just run this up the gut. But with also their wide receiver that's running downfield, that was the ideal thing to do as a quarterback, was to tuck that ball and go.
Yep, Irish does just that there. Makes the right decision, and he's tackled by Muti, but not until another Lahainaluna first down. They really got Konawaena on its heels.
Number 23, Alex Muti, is a phenomenal sophomore coming into this Konawaena defense as a youngster, playing in a forefront that is also known as the Zoo Crew.
That's right. And again, the turf monster got a piece of Tejada on that play, but a flag thrown from the back judge. Obviously saw something he didn't like from 20 yards away. And here's a call here from Brenda Smirfuentes.
Holding, number 52, Lahainaluna, 10 yards from the end of the run, feet first down.
So now 1st and 20 here. So first holding penalty, I believe, on Lahainaluna, and the fact that they have been mistake-free for the most part, Coach, that has to bode well for the Lunas.
Definitely, you can tell the discipline. The offense is quite disciplined to be able to get that much points on the board as being the first half, and they just need to continue that discipline.
And this time it's that man Muti. He's first on the scene. Big sack on Nainoa Irish. Bonagan Brock also probably will get credit for half a sack there. And finally, Konawaena with some penetration.
We were just talking about that Zoo Crew defense, and it looks like they're now waking up with the remaining time in the first half.
Please,
and hopefully
set the play clock.
We'll be able to see more of them in the second half.
106.
See Coach Uemoto there, who has done a amazing job trying to resurrect a football dynasty that has already taken 22 BIF titles in both Division I and Division II. But it's a school that has not won the big one. Lahainaluna had that moniker, finally got off the schneid last year, and Kona here down 15 here, really up against it here against a very seasoned Lahainaluna team here so far.
And if you look at the stats and the historical marks that the Lahainaluna has done, they've been into the semifinals from 2010, the last 7 years. And that's quite an accomplishment for Coach to be able to bring his team to that type of status or in the postseason that well. And you definitely are right.
That last timeout was called by Konawaena.
Now for Lahainaluna, facing a 2nd and 34. Yes, that's not a misprint on the scoreboard there. It is 2nd and 34. It's a big sack coupled with that penalty. Irish will be here for the spread. Konawaena will blitz. They're going to set up the screen, and it's almost intercepted as Tejada tries to take it off the shoe tops. That was Ethan Abe tried to get that much-needed turnover for Konawaena. Let's check it out here, Jazz.
Yeah, and this is a present here for Konawaena. The pass fell incomplete, and most importantly, the clock stopped, so Coach Uemoto didn't have to burn that last time out.
That's a good point there. Great Lahainaluna there as far as the play call. They knew Kona was going to come out of the timeout with some kind of aggressive scheme. They had the counter, but the execution was lacking at the end.
What baffles me is the screen. The lineman allowed them in, but it will look like it was designed to the right side of the field instead of in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. And this time, Konawaena is able to pinch Tejada here as Seau Amor gets a tackle for loss, and Konawaena will burn their third timeout, third and final timeout of the
third and
first
final
half.
timeout of the half.
54 seconds left on the clock. And you got to think that Kona is trying to set up a return here. Chaz, let's take a look here at this third down play.
Yeah, and looking at what Lahainaluna has done
in
this offensive series, knowing where that they are, they had to kind of just get a running play going to get that clock back moving again to force Konawaena to call that last timeout. You don't want to risk anything by throwing a pass, trying to get the first down. Definitely ball security was a big issue here late here in the second quarter.
You know, Coach, a big part of this is the fact that Lahainaluna has secured the ball correctly. They have committed the fewer penalties. And being that they're the favorite team coming into this matchup, what does Konawaena need to do to kind of reverse that trend?
Number one, as we see that they're plagued with a lot of penalties, and that has to be first and foremost the thing that they need to get under control is not to commit so much penalties or be recognized for those penalties. You know, there's a simple saying, learn how to hold without holding. That's the offensive lineman motto.
Right. I like that, actually. That's pretty good. It will be Etuati Store standing at his own 28, ready to receive this snap. Austin Ewing back deep for Konawaena, standing at his own 22. Store with an angler kick. It will take a Lahainaluna bounce. So again, the execution by the Lahainaluna special teams does them well on that play, Coach.
That having Austin Ewing in the backfield to catch and return punts, I know it's the big game. I know it's the last game. And if I was the offensive coordinator, I don't think I would have taken that much of a risk having him be an open target such as that. You know, at least as a quarterback, you still have your lineman that is supposed to be guarding you and protecting you.
That's a very good point. But I think the way this game has been going, Konawaena is probably best served to go in the back of that playbook and see if they find something. They do here. Caught at the 30-yard line, that's Basa, but he is kept in bounds. Good play by Koha'aha'a. And the clock continues to move, 36 seconds and counting down.
That's good football knowledge to keep the players in bound, to keep the clock winding.
clock stops at 29 seconds. There will be an official's timeout, I believe, giving Konawaena a reprieve. Now they whistle it back on. It's Ewing, again, short pass. Mariani Lewis there. Got the short yardage for the first down, and the clock will momentarily stop. Let's see if Ewing spikes this one into the ground. Again, as he set up here.
He's under the center, so most likely he's going to do that.
Yep. Does just that. Konawaena, remember, has no timeouts remaining in the first half. 22 seconds left, and it seems like with Konawaena, even though they have stopped the clock on that play, it takes around 15 seconds until they get back underway. Ewing, Mariani Lewis here. He's actually going to reverse field. He's looking for that sideline, and he will manage to get to the sideline somehow, some way, and gets the first down on top of that.
A fresh set of downs. That's what every offense needs, and that's what he's done on the ground with his moving and grooving ability.
Very heady play there by the running back as Ewing steps up to the pocket, 50, and he loses the ball again. Lahainaluna will recover it. They lose the ball, and Kona will recover it back with 2 seconds left.
Fresh set of downs and time. It looks like they let the clock wind down. But idealistically, that should have stopped the clock and gave them 2 seconds to go for a strike. But we're going into the halftime.
Yep, and that's exactly it there. They're going to reset this clock.
Whoops.
They heard you from up here, Coach.
Yep, and now I know that Coach Tevita Maile has a lot of pull here in this stadium.
Yeah, he does.
During the play, Konawaena lost the ball on a fumble, subsequently recovered by Konawaena. There's 2 seconds left in the half. Konawaena first down.
So Kona again, apropos, they get another chance here in the first half.
So, Coach, will that mean because they recovered it inbounds, does that mean when they start, the clock will run, or will it be a dead ball?
It's a dead ball because of possession change. That's what happens when you have either a penalty against you or the possession of the ball is exchanged. The clock comes to a stop until it's snapped. And now Lahainaluna is regrouping to set up their defense.
And technically, Ewing again gets charged with another turnover on that play. So I believe that's 3 in the first half. Or it could be 4. We'll get the official stats coming out of the break. But Kona's living dangerously here with 2 seconds left. The conservative side of a sports fan would say, hey, let's just take it into the lockers. And indeed, they're in victory, or they're in that formation. They're going to snap it and kneel. So before more damage is done, Lahainaluna, well, I don't know what's with the hesitation here.
We've got a penalty off. We have a penalty? We can't end on penalties, too.
Absolutely. That would be the only way that this half ends. Or maybe that they didn't count that kneel.
Reset the clock to 2 seconds. Reset 2 seconds.
Okay. Clock showed it. We had another 11:51 left on the clock.
Everybody's ready for halftime,
right.
I think.
Yeah. Kona having their time in the sun, literally. And they will take the snap and kneel. So now Lahainaluna leading Kona 21-6. And we're going to wrap this thing up here. We'll be back here for second half action. Ryan Nagano, the coach, Tabita Maile, and Chaz Mihara will be back here. This is Stadium Stars Sports presentation.
These guys are having.
a champion is not easy. It takes focus, dedication, and above all, a cool head. But you know, retirement has its benefits. I love my Fujitsu.
Okay, coach. Pretty soon, very soon.
All right, we're going to start, guys.
All right, welcome back here to Hawaiian Tail Federal Credit Union Field at Lowell Stadium. Ryan Nagano, Chas Mihara, and the coach, Tebita Maile here, bringing to you the second half action of the Division II Championship. Lahainaluna, the defending champions, leading Konawaena by the score 21-6 as Pablo Rico drives this one into the end zone and Santiago will take the touchback. Konawaena again will start from the 20.
That's a great strategy to eliminate the special teams component for this Konawaena offense and special teams momentum.
You know, and Chaz, crucial drive here for Konawaena. They're able to get the ball first and a chance to respond.
Yeah, we're going to see what kind of adjustments have been made by the head coaching staff here for Konawaena.
It will be Bassa with the catch. And they will get 4 on that play, and Konawaena will have things 2nd and 6 here as Lahainaluna again doing the job closing in on the tackle.
2nd and 6 is a great situation to be in, especially coming out from break. You know, it just shows that they're trying to get the tempo going again, and they're moving the rock now on the ground.
Yep, Mariani Lewis there. Had 63 yards in the first half, and he gets a whole bunch more as Konawaena is able to move the chains. 10-yard run there by Mariani Lewis. Check it out here, Chaz.
Yeah, he was the leading rusher out of all, both teams coming out of that first half and picks up right where he left off.
Another First Hawaiian Bank first down here for Konawaena. Mariani Lewis again bouncing towards the outside. Storr will escort him out of bounds, but not until he gains 6 on the play. Let's check it out here, Coach.
As you can see, the Wildcats are coming out and trying to establish the run early. And you definitely need to establish that to be able to open up the air attacks and the air assault with Ewing.
Yep, and again, a breach at the line of scrimmage. Ewing looking downfield. He'll take it himself. 45 short of midfield, and that should be enough for the first down. Again, a low-risk play for Austin Ewing, and a gain of 9 on the play. Let's check it out here, Chaz.
Yeah, you know, I like what Konawaena has been able to do so far in this drive. And we've seen kind of the same things we've been seeing in that first half. But right now, Konawaena is doing an excellent job of executing. First down 10 is Labarrios there with the catch into Luna territory. Another gain of around 6 on the play. Hafoka is there on the stop. Let's check it out here, Coach.
Hafoka has been an anchor for this defense, and he's definitely built from a defensive mindset family of Hafokas that's gone through the tradition of Lahainaluna.
Yep, and Mariani Lewis again with his 16th carry of the contest. Chaz, let's check it out here. And Hafoka was there on the stop for the defense. Mariani Lewis doing a nice job there. High snap, 31. Ewing is dropped. And Konawaena again with a 3rd and 1, unable to convert. And decision time here, Coach. What do they do here?
Being that they're still deep in Lahainaluna's territory, and being a 4th down early in the second half, they're choosing to go for it, and it doesn't pay off.
4th and 5, they went for it all. No penalty flag. And that was Worsig, the intended receiver. Again, Lahainaluna doing very good in the secondary, Chaz. Let's check it out here.
Yeah, it was a tight window that Ewing was trying to put that ball into, double coverage, and just a great stand defensively for Lahainaluna. I mean, Konawaena was doing an excellent job of moving the football. 2 first downs back to back, and unfortunately, a high snap caused the 4th down.
Now Lahainaluna again with another shift here. So it will be on the jet sweep once more. It's going to be Ragudo. And Ragudo will be stopped after a gain of 3. Banagan Brock is there on the stop. Also Seao Amor for Konawaena. And Jazz, Konawaena trying to limit those runs from 8 yards to maybe 3 yards. Very important.
Indeed, and they only got 2 on that one, and that's what Konawaena's defense has to do to stop the Lahainaluna offense.
2nd and 8, and again, it's going to be the big man taking this one down. That's Galoia there with a few yards on the play, and again, a different look there by Lahainaluna, Coach. Let's check it out here.
Galoia showing his diversity by coming in as an option quarterback now for the Lunas, which this offensive scheme is built around running backs. So you're definitely, any one of these running backs can be the quarterback.
Naloia there, fumble snap, and Konawaena will scoop this one up for the much-needed turnover. Is Kalai Santiago with the recovery, and for the first time, gentlemen, Lahainaluna making a mistake here. This time through a bobbled exchange. Let's check it out here, Chaz.
I mean, that was right in his hands. It just kind of fell in and out of the hands of the grass of Gaolia. And, you know, now advantage goes to Konawaena. Let's see if they can take advantage of the opportunity here.
They're going to start with quad receivers to the far side. Ewing here has a receiver, and it's caught by Mariani Lewis at the 30. He's going to reverse field, trying to find blockers. He's at the sideline, 30, 25, 20. And finally ushered out of bounds by Casco. First down, Konawaena, and perhaps the Wildcats here catching some fire. Let's check it out here, Coach.
We now see life on the sideline over there for the Wildcats, and also their side of the stadium coming to life, seeing that they are now within the red zone reach of finding the end zone once again.
Ewing here. He's going to tuck it under. He's going to run. 15, 10. Still on his feet. 5. Goes for the dive, and he will be inside the 5. 1st and goal, Konawaena. Hafoka with the touchdown saving stop.
That was the saving tackle. If not, we would have seen another pile-on touchdown by Ewing in his legs.
And Konawaena now setting up very quickly. Ewing in the gun. Mariani Lewis, the lone setback. It's going to be a roll to the left. Ewing has almost intercepted. How precarious was that play? Moritz had his paws on it first, and on the tip drill, Konawaena almost had a gift. Let's check it out here, Chaz.
Yeah, it's a difficult throw for Ewing to make, and like you said, Jess, coming out of nowhere was Elijah Moritz that time, and he couldn't come up with it.
2nd and goal, and now the Lahainaluna fans on their feet, trying to encourage their defense. Ewing. It will be Mariani Lewis for the easiest of touchdowns for Konawaena.
That was a great little behind the linebackers where they found the opening dump off to their running back. And Ewing noticed that the running back was not being man covered, which is unlikely, like for a Lahainaluna defense to leave somebody uncovered, especially in the red zone.
Now Konawaena was able to convert off the turnover. And remember, Konawaena had 47 takeaways coming into this contest. And this kick will be through the uprights here for Harry Hill. So the lead now at 8. Lahainaluna 21, Konawaena 13 here with 8:20 left here. We'll take a break and we'll be right back here from Aloha Stadium.
People who text while driving will travel the length of a football field without looking. But roads aren't the place to play. The HHSAA reminds you to hashtag try wait.
Congratulations.
All right, and we're back here at Aloha Stadium, Hawaiian Tail Federal Credit Union Field at Aloha Stadium. As you can see, some of the Kona fans making that long trip from the Big Island. 21-13, you see the score there, and Chaz, it came off of a takeaway, and they were able to score a touchdown in under a minute. You have a feeling if things get kind of messy, we have a track and field type of style of football match, Konawaena will probably be seizing some momentum.
Oh, indeed. And you look back at how Konawaena was able to capture that victory against Waipahu in that semifinals. It was a back and forth type of battle. Konawaena had a huge lead, but it was able to, those turnovers and those penalties that kind of got Waipahu back to that football game. Right now, Konawaena is going to be in need of those type of momentum type of plays that they just saw right there today.
Well, for Konawaena, they scored 92 points in the third quarter throughout the year and only giving up 39. So if there is a time for the Wildcats to make their move, perhaps right now is the time. Hill, looking back here, probably looked at himself at the Jumbotron, and he's going to take a swing at this. Nice high kick, and it will travel into the end zone. So the Lunas will start from the 20. Great special teams play on both sides. And now, Coach, Lahainaluna, one mistake, it cost them. Credit Konawaena with the taking advantage, but you have a feeling that Lahainaluna still has control of this game. Definitely. Or am I wrong?
No, I believe this is very rare for Lahainaluna to be turning over such, and being the offensive coordinator, having a new quarterback in that position would probably have to adjust that call next time.
Irish will get the snap here, and Irish will keep it himself. Penalty flag thrown before he's upended by F. Vincent Konanui. If the play stands, it will be a couple yards, but preliminary call, maybe a block below the waist or some kind of clip. Here's the call from Brandis Fuentes.
Low block. Number 52. After distance, down remains 1.
Now, Coach, in a option offense like this is not unusual to have blocks below the waist, but it's a block that's been outlawed for a little while.
Right, especially if you're a running back. Initially, you want to commence the block up top and then slowly, gradually come down if you're the undersized blocker. But being that some of these undersized blockers dive right to your feet, it's very dangerous for these.
Well, first and 20, Naloya there finds a wide open Joshua Tihara. And again, the play action has worked for the 4th time here for the Lunas, and it got them out of the shadow of their own end zone, Chaz.
Galiolia, I mean, he kind of shown that quarterback mindset there. Had that mistake that gave up Konawaena the good field position where they went on to score, shook that play off, and was able to get that penalty yardage back here for Lahainaluna.
So Big Red Machine back on track here from their own 38. Just under 8 minutes here in the third quarter. Again from the Wildcat. And instead it's going to be Irish. He takes it himself. He has a blocker in front of him. And he gets 10, maybe 11 for the first down. Kakal with the stop. But Lahainaluna doing very good on the option game here, Coach.
Way to recognize the cutback. You know, that definitely is there all the time, especially with an aggressive Konawaena defense such as this. The cutback is always there. You just need to recognize that, and he's exposed that.
Yeah, Warriors had too much people flowing to the ball on that play, and the cutback worked on that occasion. This time it's Irish again. Irish is bottled up this time. We'll get a yard if that. And on that play, it's the Konda there with Tevin Konda with the stop, number 58. Let's check it out here, Chaz.
Samson Iona was also right there too as well, bringing down Irish there for the 1-yard gain.
So now it's 2nd and 9. Crucial play here for Konawaena. Let's see if they'll be able to limit Lahainaluna from getting any crucial yardage on 2nd down. Again, it's Irish. He will drop back for the 4th time. And that's going to be pass interference. Brooklyn probably had to step on his man, and the interference had to occur, or else it could have been touchdown number 3.
That's what it boils down to. What is the lesser evil? Is the pass interference for a 1st down, or letting your man run for that touchdown?
2 penalty flags, 1 in the backfield and 1 downfield.
I have holding, 55. Holding, number 10. They offset, replay the down.
So we'll do it again here, 2nd and 9, and some penalties here committed by the offensive line for Lahainaluna. Something that we did not see in the first half, Coach.
Right, and being that still early in the second half of action, Lahainaluna's is probably still feeling their way, getting back into their rolling mode.
And oddly enough, that's something that Kona had to deal with in the first half, trying to get a feel for the game. Again, it's cross action, and it's Ragudo. Ragudo stopped at the 31 of the Wildcats. Orion Smith with a touchdown saving tackle, or else it would have been another one here for the Big Red Machine. Let's check it out here, Jazz.
I mean, you talk about speed. Ragudo, it just looked like there wasn't a hole. But with his speed and just great vision, my goodness, he made that look very easy. Nice run for the 1st down.
That's where the motto of speed kills is derived from.
A lot of people would say that Konawaena has a speed advantage, but the battle of the line of scrimmage definitely won by the Luna so far, as Tejada tiptoes his way through for a gain of 4 before being stopped there by Kakalitis for Konawaena. And again, Chaz, another good run by Lahainaluna on 1st down.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of taking control of this drive here. We're seeing more of their plays that they like to run, and they're only, importantly, milking that clock as well.
Irish will be taking the snap here, and it will be taken there by Ragudo. Ragudo spins around a tackler, and depending on the spot, should be enough for the 1st down. It is. Lahainaluna, now their misdirection game has really got Konawaena defense in shambles. Let's check it out here, Coach.
Lahainaluna definitely, their running backs cannot be stopped by armed tackles alone. It's either gang tackle or full-on tackle. Armed tackles just won't stop him.
Now they're going to go with the big package. Naloya will probably receive the snap. Hafoka replaced Brooklyn on the outside at wide receiver, and they're going to go with Hafoka on the reverse. Hafoka goes right into the teeth of the Konawaena defense, and all things considered, the Wildcats do a decent job in stopping the trick play. It will be 2nd down and around 7 now. Let's check it out here, Coach.
That's a great way to contain such a havoc of a play. And as you can see, they were making sure they weren't over pursuing also on that.
Again, an array of runners here for Lahainaluna. They're going to keep it here with Naloya receiving the snap from the Wildcat. And again, it's going to be Tejada there. Tejada absorbs a big hit, but gets positive yardage, and will set up 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 now, Chaz.
You know, and I think the big key factor that Gaiola is in is you're going to see at the end right there is on the blocking. There's that backside outside linebacker coming back across, and he's there to get that protection from behind. And I think that's a really cool thing about this offense.
3rd down and 3. Naloya again, and it's going to be Naloya here with the bulldozer right up the middle. Wow, how do you stop a runaway train? You've got to sacrifice the body, and Boaz Ayers did just that. 1st and goal for Lahainaluna. Let's check it out here, Coach.
That was definitely the way to stop him, was lay down and hope he trips over you. that and a lot of prayers.
And Ragudo still on his feet. And he gets stretched out as Banagan Brock was the person that would get credit for the tackle there. And Lahainaluna will lose a yard on that play. And it's that man again, Boaz Ayers, all 5'7", 145 pounds. Let's check it out here, Chaz.
Yeah, and I'm just enjoying the offensive play calling, the execution that Lahaina has been doing here on this drive. They're taking care of the ball. They're moving the ball with momentum, and they're doing an excellent job of keeping that Konawaena defense on the field.
Yep, Naloya again there, and they fake the sweep. And that will be a touchdown, Joshua Tejada. The deception worked out on that play as Konawaena simply did not have enough men on the outside. And Lahainaluna seizing control once again. Let's check it out here on the replay, Coach.
That's the benefit of running that type of counter, is that you're going to offset one of the sides, and it's the side that you're aiming for. And that one extra player, eventually it ended up being Lahainaluna's running back scoring.
So Rico will be going to kick here. And it goes right through the uprights here for Lahainaluna. They recapture the lead once more by the score of 28-13. And before we go to break, we'll check out this Tejada run here. Again, solid blocking there by the receivers once more. So we'll take a break here, and we'll be right back here from Aloha Stadium. Lahainaluna seizing control 28-13.
I always envisioned Patagonia being this mystical land, sort of a forgotten place. The landscape and just all the dynamics of the water, the way it moved, it just seemed so different than anywhere I'd ever been. Almost like it was the land before time.
Earn 5 times miles with the Priority Destinations World Elite MasterCard. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
According to the National Safety Council, 1.6 million crashes per year are caused by cell phone use while driving. If you pick up the phone while driving, it might be the last time you ever do. The HHSAA reminds you to hashtag try wait.
All right, as you see, Joshua Tejada there with another score. Had 8 coming into this ball game, and on that play a few moments ago, his 9th rushing touchdown this year. Coach, you're just mentioning about how Lahainaluna, you know, they're a team that prefers the lead, that has ball control, and it's because of lapse of ball security that they're able to give Konawaena a reprieve. But otherwise, they have been doing the job on offense.
Right, and that was, you know, it's a unique situation for Lahainaluna to be turning over on fumbles. The exchange is majority of the time always good with this Lahainaluna offense, and they're always usually the one forcing the fumbles versus giving the fumbles.
Well, it's going to be Pablo Rico again. And he never fails to disappoint to boot this one in the end zone. So Konawaena will start again from the 20. Jazz, 3:14 left in the third quarter. Still a lot of time. But whatever momentum that Konawaena had momentarily is shifted back to the boys in red.
Yeah, you know, indeed. And, you know, they're going to have to respond here on this offensive drive. And what I want to see from Konawaena is I want them to see if they can get that passing game going again, use the run to open it up. But I think they need to shorten their routes offensively. for Ewing to get that ball out quicker, you know, because by the time he doesn't get it out, by the time the defense is right there to kind of bring him down, so he's got to get that ball out quicker.
Ewing, sideline route, finds Bassa at the 25-yard line, gain of 5, and again, just as you mentioned, Chaz, the easy pitch and catch, Konawaena with a decent gain. Chaz, take this one away.
Good field protection up front, and just what you needed a throw right there from Ewing. A simple throw, simple pattern. That's what Konawaena needs to do right now.
2nd and 5, high snap here, Ewing. And tried to find Worsig, who had all kind of contact there. Kohaha had very tight coverage, and maybe it was too much of coverage there because a penalty flag was thrown. The second penalty flag was thrown at the line of scrimmage, so possibility of offsetting penalties perhaps. And after a short conference here, Brendis Moa-Fuentes will give the official call. Here's the call.
Holding, number 66, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We also had an offensive pass interference. We will go with the holding call, which is more advantageous to the penalty. Half the distance, first down. Excuse me, half the distance, second down.
And that is definitely what we were talking about, that Konawaena has to minimize. You won't necessarily eliminate it, but you have to minimize the penalties, and it's showing right now. It's Lahainaluna advantage every time they're pushed back.
2nd and 19, and now another stoppage of play. So I couldn't really get the call as far as what Brendis Moa-Fuentes was trying to explain. He did make a brief mention in his explanation about pass interference.
It was an offensive pass.
There we go.
Interference.
All right, thanks, Coach. So Ewing here floats this one out of bounds, and another penalty flag.
That one should be going for Konawaena on that holdup.
Some contact there as back judge Robert Victor threw this one 30 yards away.
He's going to have to go see the trainers for some ice for that shoulder.
Yeah.
That's 2 times in a row.
Holding, number 26, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Second down.
Okay, so we go back to where we started almost. It'll be 2nd and 9 as Moritz will be charged for that
2-0
defensive holding call. So we're almost back to square one, folks. 2nd and 9 from the 21. Ewing. It's going to be Mariani Lewis here. He's going to bounce to the outside, and he doesn't get much room. Lahainaluna there, very good in pursuit. And it will be 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Kohaha with another tackle, Jez.
Yeah, and also Elijah Mortiz. I think he's been doing an excellent job bouncing off of blockers and slowing down the running backs for Konawaena, as there's an injured Lahainaluna on the ground.
So that's Haufoka that's going to need some assistance, and we're going to take a little break ourselves here for the injury timeout. 2:22 left here in the 3rd quarter, 28-13 in favor of the Lunas. All right, and Haufoka, number 56, escorted here, probably an arm or shoulder injury, and that could be a huge loss for Lahainaluna, as he is that bookend on the offensive and defensive lines, really wreaking havoc and collapsing the pocket. So let's see if the Wildcats can take advantage of this. Again, 3rd down and 9. Ball spotted at their own 21. And the shadows have crept up onto the field now here as Ewing. He's going to go for it all. Has a receiver. Extended catch. And it's going to be incomplete. Worsig, the intended receiver. Seemed like Worsig tried to find it in the sky for just a brief second and may have impeded his opportunity to catch it. Let's check it out here, Chaz.
You know, one thing I appreciate here on display is the effort. You know, the effort was there by Worsing, and, you know, good touch that time from Ewing on the throw. Just unfortunate that they couldn't come up with it.
Now it's going to be 4th and 9 here as Hill will try to root this one out deep in Konawaena territory. 2 return men back here for the Lunas. And the 11th man was tardy to get onto the field, and it will force Konawaena to march back
Legal
5.
participation. Konawaena, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So now the little mistakes have crept up here against the Wildcats and making this an even tougher play. Again, Hill, who kicked a state record 58-yard field goal a month ago in Hilo, will need his best effort here. High snap, and he roots it away. Heads up play. It could have been a touchdown or a safety. Instead, Lahainaluna will be in the red zone. And again, we're having shades of the semifinal game last year between these two teams, in which the punting game really let the Wildcats down deep in their own territory. And it's deja vu all over again. Let's check it out here, Coach.
This is where you don't want to bobble any balls, is deep in your own end zone or territory. And right now, the Wildcats are committing the biggest cardinal sins.
Now, again, it's going to be Tejada there. Again, misdirection both ways. He decides to call his own number, and we'll get positive yardage here. And if the momentum is all on the red side, that's very apparent here, Chaz.
Indeed, and they're just going to continue to do what they do. They're a running football team, and the big advantage of that is not only ball security like we talked about earlier, but they're taking a lot of time off of the clock as well.
Tejada and the Wildcat. Ragudo on the jet sweep instead. They're going to cross it to Pita inside, and he gets minimal gain. So Konawaena with a good stop there by Kakalitis will set up 3rd and 7.
Kakalitis, a 3-year starter and one of the defensive captains of this Konawaena defense, has definitely got to produce more of those to be able to stay in the game.
Tejada again will remain as a Wildcat. And it's going to be direct snap here to La'akea Shim. So it'll be La'akea's first carry this afternoon, and he's going to get a few. It's going to set up around 4th and 3 perhaps. Let's check it out on the replay, Coach.
And they're coming back in with the big set. It doesn't look like they're going to be kicking this.
Yep, they got Rico on the field here.
Or they do now.
So obviously the coaches have done the math, and a field goal will be a 3-possession lead if it's made through. Kick by Rico, and it's off the upright. And if Konawaena had 9 lives, that could be the 9th right there.
They've used the 12th.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So the very dependable Pablo Rico shanks it off the upright. We'll check it out here, Chaz.
I mean, that's more hard to do
Clock, please reset the clock to 15 seconds, 1-5.
A small pole to hit, and he hit it direct. I mean, of course, it wasn't purposely kicked that way, but, you know, that's one rare instance that we see that happen.
And Ewing here, perhaps for the final play of the 3rd quarter. It's going to be Mariano Lewis here out of the backfield. But I tell you, number 9 is getting a lot of attention. Hafoka and La'akea Shim corrals him out of bounds. Konawaena should have one more play before the quarter ends. Let's check it out here, Coach.
Hafoka back into the ball game. Being that the type of player he is, this is too big of a game to sit out. Playing hurt or not, this is probably one of his biggest games that he's got to have to play.
And that is Mark Bassa, the sophomore, able to move the chains here, and that will be what could be the final play of the third quarter. Let's check it out here, Chaz.
This is a huge reception by Bassa, breaking that one tackle off a big hit and then securing it all the way to get enough to the first down.
Now 1 second, and we're going to have a replay of the second quarter here as the officials now will try to officially run the clock. And Konawaena intended to cross over midfield to get the fourth quarter rolling, and we're going to have it right here, 28-13. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back here for the championship conclusion here from Aloha Stadium.
I can't say enough about what Hawaii has given me and how grateful I feel. For showing me the value of hard work and humility, for your incredible amount of support, for teaching me the importance of community, for always putting family first and encouraging me every step of the way.